another episode of Woodburn's Solving Your China Business Pain Points. My name is Christina Kohler-Colucci. I'm the head of business advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the right structure for your China business. So what I wanted to go through in today's episode is really to highlight what are the type of legal entities that exist in China. So the first one we're going to start off with is the representative office. Now, a representative office in China is a non-legal entity. It is dependent upon its parent company from a legal and financial perspective. The purpose of the representative office is to act as a liaison office to the parent company, liaising on all business activities occurring in the Chinese market. It is important to define what liaison means to make sure that the representative office is operating within its scope of business. So, a liaison office can only communicate, cooperate, and facilitate working relationships between people, companies, and organizations. It cannot negotiate deals, provide physical, on-the-ground, or overseas services, nor trade in any goods domestically or internationally. And that includes also trading in samples. The English version of the business scope of a rep office is market research, product display, and publicity activities relating to the foreign company's products or services, and liaison activities relating to the sale of products or provision of services and local procurement or investments by the foreign company. There are certain criteria you have to realize about establishing a representative office. The parent company must have existed for at least 2 years in order for it to be eligible to establish in China. The rep office may not hire local employees directly. It needs to go through a labor dispatch agency to do that. A rep office can only hire a maximum of 4 foreign employees. Now, as a representative office is a liaison office and it is not trading in services or goods, there's no revenue that is being generated. As such, in order to maintain the operations of the entity, there is no investment capital. It's just a matter of transferring funds based on the operational expenses of that structure. Okay. Now, representative offices, in my opinion, are becoming obsolete. It's not really the mode of entity we would recommend clients to use. It doesn't give you enough flexibility to grow and scale in the market. The next type of entity would be a limited liability company. If you've done your research, then you would have heard the words WFOE and FICE, wholly foreign-owned enterprise or a foreign invested commercial enterprise. Now, a wholly foreign-owned enterprise is a common investment vehicle for foreign investors that are looking to provide services in the market. Things like consulting, training, restaurants, management services, interior design services, headhunting services, etc. Okay. Basically, the business scope of a wholly foreign-owned enterprise is that there is a foreign investor and the services are being offered on the ground. Okay. The foreign invested commercial enterprise is a limited liability company, just like a WFOE. The only difference is in its business scope, where instead of service, it is offering trading functions or manufacturing functions. So it has import-export rights, which includes wholesale, retail, e-commerce, and also manufacturing. Okay. So anything related to trade, sale of goods, purchase and sale of goods would be under FICE, and service would be under WFOE. That's how we've determined this. Now, domestically owned enterprises just means that it's a limited liability company and the shareholder is a mainland Chinese individual or a mainland Chinese entity. The joint venture is a structure whereby you have multiple shareholders. In the historic sense, it meant that you have a foreign investor and a Chinese investor. Of course, you could have multiple investors with foreign shareholders. You could have multiple investors with Chinese shareholders, right? But that would still fall under the FICE or WFOE category. In joint ventures, it's usually the mix of having a foreign investor and a Chinese investor who collaborates together. The next category of entity are foreign invested partnerships. A partnership provides more structural flexibility than joint ventures, equity or cooperative joint ventures. The partnership enterprise law provides two basic forms: general partnerships, under which all partners undertake unlimited liability for the debts of the partnership, or the second is limited partnerships consisting of at least one general partner and one or more limited partners. Limited partners generally do not participate in the daily management of the entity's affairs. Okay. Now, generally speaking, these FIPs, these foreign invested partnerships, are predominantly utilized for law firms and accountancy firms. Now, when thinking about what is the best fit for you, you do have to look at the activities that you're looking to perform in China. Things that we would recommend looking at is, what's the liability of the company? What type of liability are you willing to hold in China? How much flexibility do you need to be able to grow and scale in the market? Marketability, how are you going to be perceived in the market by this form of entity? Let's look at business scope, i.e., what are the actual activities that you're going to be performing in the market? Is it service? Is it trade of goods? Is it a mixture of both? And outlining basically a plan of what you plan to do immediately in China and what do you plan on doing in the long term of the company as well. Take a look at also at are your working capital needs. How much capital do you need to start up this operation? That will impact also the tax optimization around the structure that should be looked at as well. And then obviously looking at the people that are going to be involved in the daily activities around the entity. How many are going to be involved? Who is willing to take on a certain personal liability by holding an individual role in these structures? Now, the time to register a company, really from start to finish, can be anywhere between 3 and 6 months. A lot of it depends on the communication between your service provider and yourselves, your reaction time to signing documents, and last but not least, also the time required from your bank in terms of opening the account. Okay, so try and do your homework. Try to understand what structure fits you best. If you really are struggling with this, click our diary link, set up a call with us. This is what we do on a daily basis, is trying to solve these types of pain points with our clients, with companies, to understand what structure would fit them best. All right. If you would like to learn more about what we do at Woodburn, head on over to our website, woodburnglobal.com. There's a full list of resources and services that highlights what we do on a day-to-day basis. And last but not least, if you enjoyed today's video, we would really, really appreciate if you press that like button or share the video, or even subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get these daily insights straight away. We wish you all a fantastic day, and don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to speaking with you and accompanying you on your China journey. Take care and goodbye.